The learning is Nishmas Etta Ahuva by Yaakov Maseches Nazir Perik Hey Mishna Gimel Mishna Yomi ben Nazir v'nishal l'chacham v'asay. A person was a Nazir and he was over on his Nazir thinking that it's not chal, and then he went to the chacham to go get his heter to find out that taka wasn't chal. Taisus explains that he used a bad lashon of Naziris, or what he thought was a bad lashon Naziris. And the Chacham says, no, you are a Nazir. So the Gemara brings down, if a person's over the Naziris, there's two shitas, two tanaim. Either we knas you 30 days, you have to do extra besides your main Naziris, or we knas you that however many days you were over in the Naziris, you have to be mashlim that amount, plus the regular amount of Naziris that you have to be noy. And the Mishnah over here seems to be saying, third shita, moine misha shenadar. That's the way the Rav teaches it, that we don't knas you at all. You only start counting from now. When the Chacham says that you have to be a Nazir, you however many days in Naziris you were Makabel originally, that's how many you have to do now, and there's no knas at all. The Taisis Yantav is Mitama and says that maybe he didn't like the Terutzim in the Gemara, but in fact there are two Terutzim in the Gemara. Either that it stims like the Shita that holds that you have to be noyig the Yimei Isser Ki Yimei Hater, you have to be noyig everything that you were over, you have to be noyig again. And that's Dafka by Naziris Meruba, but our mission is talking about Naziris Mu'eta, the Hainu 30 days, and over there the most we can see is 30 days, and that's what it means to say Moinu Mishash Shenodar, besides the amount of Naziris you have to do, we can ask you another 30 days, but nothing more. Or it's going like the Shita the Rabbanan, and Enachanami, you have to read it, Moinu Kimishash Shenodar. It means to say that we do knas you the same exact amount of days that you were over your Naziris, you have to go ahead and do it again. Nishal l'chacham v'hetir, but let's say the chacham says that no, Hitaka was in fact not a Nazir, so it turns out that the carbon that he was mafresh was betois, haisolei behema foreshes teitzi v'tira be'eder, then the behema is chulin, you could put it right back into your flock. Taisus asks, and the Taisyanta brings it down, why is this different than a mission that we had previously by Isha, shehefer labayla, that the Baal was mefer? Over there we said it depends whose animal it was, if it was his animal or her animal, and we said if it was her animal, behemta chatas tamas. So how come over here by she'elis chacham we say that it's teitze v'tira be'eder? Taisus answers that even if you tell me that the Baal would be oiker l'mafreya like a chacham, you could still be mechalik that a chacham, when he's oiker, it's not even chal b'chal, not even 1 second, and therefore the behema is chulin, and therefore the Mishnah says teitzi v'tir be'eder, you put it right back into your flock. Amru beis Hillel beis Shammai. So now we're going back to continue the discussion in the beginning of the parak whether hektish b'tois is hektish. So beis Hillel says, beis Hillel held over there hektish b'tois is not hektish. So he says l'char you have a raya from this case that what? From the fact that we tell you that it's teitze v'tir be'eder, you see that hektish b'tois is not chal. We see that when the chacham is oiker and says that it was never in Naziris, so then the behema is lemafreya, not kaddish, even though it was b'tois, he thought maybe he was a nazir, and therefore you have a raya, the hektish b'tois is einay hektish. Amalem beis Shammai says, I hold that l'chari you have a raya from someplace else that hektish b'tois is a hektish. Where do you have a raya that hektish b'tois is a hektish? From meiser behema. The halacha is that if a person counts out his animals, so the 10th one is kaddish, but if by mistake he called the 9th one 10, or he called the 11th one 10, that they're all three are mekudish. So l'chari you have a raya, even though it was b'tois, he thought he was counting the 10th, and really it was the 9th or the 11th, it's still kaddish. So let's just read it. Either the 9th, 10th, or 11th you called asiri, shum mekudish, it's mekudish. Amalem beis Hillel says, no, but there's a separate halacha. It's exeris hakasav. Lo yashevet kadshe. It wasn't because you made a mistake by hitting it with the stick, the wrong, that it was kaddish. Because I'll bring a raya. Ma'ilutov and niachas hashevet al shmini val shnei maser. If you would hit the 8th one that came out, or the 12th one that came out, shem al saklum, is anything going to happen over there? Nothing happens. El shekasav shekadish hasiri who kaddish hachiv esachad asar. It was exeris hakasav that said not only is the 10th one that you hit is kaddish, also the 9th and the 11th. But it's not a raya from there that hektish b'tois have a hektish. Mishnah Daled, Mishnah Yomi ben Nazir v'halach havi es behemta yomatzeh shenignav. A person was a Nazir and he found out he was planning on bringing his animals that he already owned as his carbon. And it turns out that they were stolen. So the Mishnah says, we had a halacha before that ain't peischim benoiled, something that wasn't around the shots you made in Naziris. If the Pesach wasn't around then you can't make a Pesach out of that. That was what we learned in Mesechus Nadarim, and that's what Mishna is saying Gabi Naziris also. So im ad shaloi nignava behemte nazar, if he made the Naziris before it was stolen, so then B'shas he made the Naziris, everything was fine. Later on it got stolen in Paischim Menelid, so therefore I raise a Nazar. But in Misha Nignava behemte nazar, but if it was stolen before he made a Naziris, he just didn't know it was stolen. He's planning on making a Naziris and bringing his own animals, and he didn't in fact have no animals at the time that he made the Naziris, so then a Nazir is not a Nazir. Zutoy ta Nachum Amadi kishaolu Nazirim and Hagayla. Nachum Amadi made the wrong psak when Nazirin came up from Galus, Umatzu Beis Hamikdash Charav, and they came and they turned out the Beis Hamikdash was destroyed, and they thought the Beis Hamikdash was around. So Amar Lehem Nachum Amadi, Ilo Yisim Yadem Shebeis Hamikdash Charav Yisim Nazir. If you would have known that the Beis Hamikdash was destroyed, would you have made Naziris? Amar Lo Eloi Behetir Nachum Amadi. Nachum Amadi said that they're not a Nazir. What was a mistake? Ushba Davar Chacham Amar Lo Chacham said no, it was a mistake. Why? Because Kolshin Nazar Ad Shaloi Charav Beis Hamikdash Nazar. If they made the Naziris before the Beis Hamikdash was destroyed, and then later on the Beis Hamikdash was destroyed, no one thought the Beis Hamikdash was going to be destroyed. So in Paischim Menelid, the Shas you made you Naziris, you were able to bring your carbon, therefore you're a Nazar. It's only if Mishachara Beis Hamikdash, if you made your Naziris after the Beis Hamikdash was destroyed, and you didn't know that at the time, then in a Nazar, then he's not going to be a Nazar.